What is going on, guys? Fitcho here, and welcome back to the Fitcho Career. It's part number 14, the Singapore Grand Prix. Now, if you are enjoying the series, make sure to smash that like button, and if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Now, I just want to apologize for not uploading this series last week. I just didn't really want to play F1 2015. I've just been having too much fun playing Valentino Rossi the game, and of course doing my career mode series, which if you aren't already watching, I would highly recommend you go and do so. I'm having a blast on that series, cheeky plug. But yeah, I just didn't want to play F1 2015, so really I didn't. But here we are this weekend, back on F1 2015 for the Fitcho Career, this time in Singapore. Last time out in Monza, somehow, I still haven't worked it out. We managed to win in a Red Bull at Monza. We managed to pass both Mercedes in the middle of Ascari on the final lap of the race. I still don't know how I managed that. And we managed to come away with the victory, and we were pretty much out of fuel coming across the line. But here we are in Singapore, a track that should suit our car a lot better than Monza, but that race in Monza was a crazy race, and it was just sort of a fluke race for us. Somehow we managed to stay in it. I don't really know, but I'm not expecting that good a result here in Singapore. Yes, this track should suit our car a bit better than Monza, or a lot better than Monza, but it doesn't suit the driver, me, that well. I'm not a big fan of the Singapore track. And then, of course, look outside the garage. This is only practice, but it is pissing it down here in Singapore, and we've got full wet tires on the car. So if it stays like this for the race, it's going to be a very long race, and it's going to be a really difficult race. But hopefully we can get a good result here, and hopefully it dries up for qualifying in the race. Let's find out. Let's jump into qualifying for the Singapore Grand Prix. Thank God it's dried up for qualifying quite nicely. Thank God for that. This would have been very, very tricky weekend if it had stayed wet the entire time. Oh, fuck's sake, Kobayashi. Oh, for God's sake. That pit lane exit can be really frustrating sometimes. What are you doing, Kamui? What are you doing? Yes, get in! Pole position here in Singapore. And what a margin to get it by. 0.7 of a second over Lewis Hamilton, and 1.2 of our teammate who qualified in third place. Not too sure what the hell has happened to Rosberg. 1.4 seconds off the pace, and like 7/10 off the pace of his teammate down in fourth. But I'll take it. Pole position for the Singapore Grand Prix by 7/10 of a second. This is definitely on Legend AI, as you can see right there. Not too sure how I managed that, but that was a pretty good lap from me. On the option tires, rich revs and everything, pushing the hell out of the car. 7/10 faster than a Mercedes. I'll take that any day of the week in a Red Bull. Let's push on. It's time for the Singapore Grand Prix. Here we are, on pole position in Singapore, under the floodlights. Let's have a look at the race strategy. They say it'll be a 3-stop race, pitting around lap 6 or 7 for options, lap 13 or 14 for options again, and then lap 21 or 22 for some primes, going to the end for the 31 lap Singapore Grand Prix, and they say it's going to take 55 minutes. This is a long race. Normally the races are in about the 40-minute, somewhere between 40 and 50 minutes, but 50 minutes is going to be a long race here in Singapore. Without further ado, let's jump into it, the Singapore Grand Prix. Here we go, in Singapore. Just turn 1 ahead of us, and 5 lights, and they are out. And we are underway, and we try not to get too much wheel spin. We get a fair bit, and we have lost a position to Lewis Hamilton going up our inside into turn number 1. Well, actually, he got us off the line, in truth. There must have been some incident behind us, as Jeff is telling us that an incident has been cleared. But right now, we need to hunt down Hamilton. We know we have the pace. We just need to stay on the back of him and find a chance to get past. We have to pick our moment. It's definitely not going to be down this straight. Even with DRS, I'm not optimistic, as we actually run it in a little bit too deep there and actually lose a little bit of ground on Lewis. Big moment, big moment. And we've lost even more ground on Lewis Hamilton. How are the tyres already that orange on the rears? Or that yellow, I should say. Because at the end of qualifying, after my final lap, I checked. It said they had no damage on the thing. But they... Oh my god. They are horrid right now, these tyres. They're a lot worse than when I ended in qualifying. I'm not too sure what the hell's happened to them. But I got more wear than at the end of the qualifying session. Which makes absolutely no sense how the hell it's got this worn. All we've done is technically a formation lap, and I couldn't possibly have worn them out this much. But this is going to make for an interesting race, how we go without tyres, because that's usually my weakness, is holding onto the tyres, and we're already having tyre issues carried over from qualifying, which I'm still a bit skeptical about, because they definitely didn't have this much wear after the qualifying session. After my final lap in qualifying, they definitely didn't have this much wear, but they seem to be coming to us a little bit towards the end of the lap. I'm seem to get a feel for the wear on these tyres, and we're catching back up to Lewis Hamilton. We've almost broken DRS from our teammate who is in third, as we then run it a bit deep into one. Lewis is coming into the pits at the end of lap 2. That is a very, very early pit stop. Very odd strategy from Lewis, and I think we're actually going to have to probably cover him off at the end of this lap. We're probably going to have to cover him off because we had a bit of difficulty on lap 1 and we spun the tyres up a lot. And look at the damage we already have on those tyres. We're going to have to pit pretty soon. And Hamilton coming into the pits is probably makes us have to cover him off, in truth, because we're in a race against Lewis. We've actually got our teammate going clean around our outside with the aid of DRS. Now we're in a fight with Daniel. Should we try and take the fight to him, or should we pit? If Daniel doesn't pit, I am going to pit. He isn't pitting, so I think I am. We've got to cover off Lewis Hamilton here, I think. And into the pits we come. It's a very early stop, but we need to cover off Lewis Hamilton, and these tyres are shot. I did far too many laps in qualifying. It's actually got Nico Rosberg pitting in front of us, so it looks like 3 of the top 4 cars are all on the same strategy here. Ricciardo's going to have to pit at the end of this next lap, end of lap 4, unless he's going to go for an alternate strategy. This is going to be interesting. It looks like we're in a straight fight with both Mercedes here in Singapore, and there is Lewis Hamilton as I'm going to cross the white line. But they don't say anything there, thankfully. I just crossed it a little bit, but not too much. But Lewis Hamilton has actually got a nice undercut on us. He's actually pulled away a little bit. We're going to have to chase him down. We've got some fresh options, but we definitely did too many laps in qualifying and had a lot of wear on them at the start of the race. And then that first lap, we just got caught out with the tyres. And we spun him up a fair bit, coming out of some of the slow corners. At the inside of Pastor Maldonado, but he's still there. One problem I've already found with this strategy is we're getting caught up in traffic. As you can see, Lewis Hamilton has pulled away from us a little bit as we get caught up in some traffic, and we get past the snail as well. Now we've got Hamilton directly in front of us. We can try and chase down the Briton. Nice move up the inside of Romain Grosjean. Perez is holding up Kvyat and, more importantly, Lewis Hamilton, and we are right on the back of them now. Now, I haven't seen Daniel Ricciardo in a while, so either he came out in front of all these cars and has pulled away, or he's come out behind us, or he hasn't even pit. But I heard Bottas took the lead, so it makes me think Ricciardo would have pitted, because I don't remember seeing Bottas that close to us. But friggin' park it anymore. Far out. They broke so early. Somehow I escaped without damage. They're going so slow right now. One of them surely has damage, is going to pull into the pit lane. 2 of them do, in fact. This is our chance to try and get past Lewis Hamilton. We have caught right up to the back of him with the help of those other cars. There you go. There is the Mercedes engine helping out Lewis Hamilton. An absolute treat. It's going to be hard for us to actually pass him. Our best place is probably the hairpin just over the bridge in the middle of the lap. down the far end of the circuit. That's probably our best chance in truth, because I'm usually faster through where the old Singapore sling was and those next two corners over the bridge. Oh, and we're actually being passed by freaking Nico Rosberg. I'm going to go right around his outside and hold on to that position, but that means we're just losing touch with Lewis Hamilton. Okay, so Lewis Hamilton is pulling off into the pit lane. The team was trying to get me to pit as well, but I don't really want to at the end of lap 10. These tyres still feel alright. They are a little bit yellow if you look at the thing on the right, but they feel okay at the moment, so I'm just going to keep going on these tyres for now and just play this strategy by feel. End of lap, 10, and we're going to be coming into the pit lane. The tyres just started to go off a bit too much for my liking on that last lap in particular. Coming out of the corner after the Singapore sling, the left-hander, I just have a big moment losing the back end. So I've decided to come into the pits, fit some new tyres, and Rosberg is also pitted behind us. But it's a question of where Hamilton is. I'm guessing, looking at the minimap, this is him belting down the straight right now, and there goes Lewis as we come out of the pit lane. But another problem we are having is fuel consumption. We are down by about 0.5 right now. It's actually down to 0.43 as I've run the last half a lap in lean mix. So it's going to be a struggle to keep up the pace and still make it to the end of this race. Here we go into the DRS zone, and I've been tapped by Rosberg as we head down the back straight. Not too sure what the hell he's up to. Here we go again in the DRS zone. He's wowee. I couldn't do anything to stop it. Into the pits we come, and we're literally inside Nico Rosberg, and Hamilton is pitted as well. The Mercedes are stacking. What are they doing? What are Mercedes doing? They are stacking, and we have jumped Nico Rosberg in the stops, and Lewis Hamilton is not that far up the road, and we've actually been fuel saving for a while, and we're up 0.6 now on fuel, so we should be right to run standard to the end of the race now. So that is all our fuel con out of the way. So we now can push as hard as we want. It looks like we have some sort of car on our outside. Shit, that's not, I didn't mean to go into fucking Rich. We've got Jenson button. We're just going to switch back as we come onto the straight. We're going to chuck it into standard. We have the DRS, but he's going to pull right around our outside with that Mercedes engine. We're going to go back up his inside with the fresh tires, the extra grip, and make the move stick. Oh fuck, what are you doing, Kobayashi? For fuck's sake, he pulled to the inside to let me through and then just stays on my inside into the corner. I thought he had properly backed out of it and I could just take the corner normally, but no, he's still on my fucking inside. What are you doing, Kobayashi? First you screwed me over in qualifying, and now the race. Come on, we've got DRS on Bottas, but the Mercedes engine in that Williams is just too quick for me to do anything about it, but he is struggling at the moment. We're going to look up his inside, and we're going to make the move past Bottas. Like I said, he is really struggling at the moment. I think I saw him on the prime tire, which makes a lot of sense, really, as to why he's struggling so much. We've dispatched him, and now we've got Lewis Hamilton in front of us, and then our teammate, I think, is leading the race. Let's go chase them down. We've definitely got the pace. All the fuel con's out of the way. We are pushing now, and Hamilton is not far up the road. And there goes Daniel Ricciardo pulling into the pit lane from the lead of the race, and he's held up Hamilton. An absolute treat. Now we're right on the back of Lewis. It's just a matter of getting past him. We definitely have the pace here at Singapore, as we've seen in qualifying. It's just a matter of finding a way past him, picking our moment. I think it's going to have to be near the sling at that spot I was discussing earlier. Because as you can see, even with DRS down the straight, we have absolutely no hope. We've definitely caught up to the back of Hamilton. We're going to dive it up his inside at the hairpin. But we just can't make it stick up the inside, as he has the better drive off the corner around the outside. then of course that Mercedes engine, and he just has the advantage down that straight, and there's nothing we could do. We're going to have to get a little bit closer than that if we want to make that move stick at that corner. It was a bit of a dive bomb, but the opportunity was there and I had to take it, as they're going to be very scarce getting past Lewis Hamilton here at Singapore. Into the pits we come. At the end of lap 23, I only did like another lap from when Hamilton pitted. The tyres just went off on that last lap again. Every time we seem to pit a lap later than Lewis. We're onto the primes, we're going to the end now. The question is, where is Lewis Hamilton? He's still not quite past us. It looks like that will be him coming through the final corner, crossing the line now on our mini-map. So we're going to be close with Lewis Hamilton on the exit of the pits here. So we've got a very tight pit exit. The white line, we've got to stay inside. And there is Lewis Hamilton. We're racing Lewis. Let's get this car out of lead mix. We can't quite get the power down as well as he can with the cold tyres. And of course he has better grunt in that Mercedes engine. We're now right on the back of Lewis with the aid of DRS and some fresh tyres. How will we do? That is the question. We've got the tyres up to temperature. Can we try an ambitious move up the hairpin? Not really, but he gives us space on the exit there. Not too sure why he did that. It allowed us just to get side by side with him a little bit, but it hasn't really helped us at all. So we've actually got Marcus Ericsson getting in the way. Can we try and use Marcus to our advantage? He seems to be holding up Lewis quite a lot, and he's going to absolutely screw us over, actually. He's not going to help us, he's going to fuck us over. Thanks, Marcus. Come on, we're so close to Lewis Hamilton now. No, we're not. He's got DRS and slipstream off Jules Bianchi. We managed to just get around the outside of Jules, trying to get out of the way, and we're actually going to get right around the outside of Hamilton. I'm not too sure what the hell happened to him in the middle of that corner. We just managed to get right around his outside, and now trying to give him some space, and we managed to make the move stick for the lead of the Singapore Grand Prix. But just look at the speed he has, and what can I do? It is a joke how quick that Mercedes is in a straight line compared to the Renault in our Red Bull. It's freaking crazy. Why are there... What? Hamilton's got more wheels than... What the hell? Okay. Not too sure what's happened there, but... Yeah, there's now wheels on the track. Just 4 wheels going around without a car. Really not too sure about that one. We're right on the back of Hamilton now. This is our opportunity. We're going to launch one up the inside of the hairpin. We're going to try and for it. No, he still holds it around our outside. Far out. I don't know how I'm going to actually get past Lewis right now. He's just so quick in a straight line. I catch him at the worst places. And that's probably the only time I can actually get past him is that hairpin. But all the other places I catch him, I just can't be, the move can't be done. Again, I'm right behind him at the same section. Oh, he's hit the wall! Hamilton's hit the wall! We're going to try and squeeze him out, but we lose the back end massively. And he should be out of the race for contact like that. Come on. What is the damage model in this game? He should not be running. He just had a big mistake and smashed the wall hard with his right rear. And he just continues on his merry way. What is this? Oh, that is frustrating. He should be out of the race. In real life, he would be out of the race with contact like that. We get a better run through the final corner than Lewis. We try and give him space on the... Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm going to use these lap cars and go right around his outsides. He gets held up right behind Adrian Sutil. And he couldn't do anything. And we get past him. Is now trying to get past Kvyat. We get DRS off Kvyat. Hamilton has been held up. He's not going to get past us down this straight. We've made the move for first on the second last lap. But how long can we actually hold this lead for? If we can at all. One more corner to go. And we're going to win in Singapore. Yes, get in. I knew we had the pace around this track. It was just a matter of getting past the Mercedes and actually breaking away. There we go. Back-to-back victories for us. Monza and Singapore. Get in. What a win. Oh, that was such a difficult race. Like I said, it was a matter of getting past the Mercedes and not losing it within a lap. Once I was past the Mercedes, we pulled out in that last 2 laps, I think, or lap or whatever it was. We pulled out, or 2 laps, I think it was. We pulled out almost 2 seconds or 1.5 seconds or something. We definitely have the pace here in Singapore. Oh, he just had to get past and pull away, but there you go. It is a 1-3 for Red Bull Racing, and we actually pulled out 3.2 in the end on those last 2 laps alone. And there we go, we win the Singapore Grand Prix from Lewis Hamilton, and Daniel Ricciardo take up the 3rd step on the podium to make a 1-3 finish for Infinity Red Bull Racing. 2 Australians on the podium, that is a great finish. Get in, that's what we're talking about. Just off the podium, we have Valtteri Bottas, Jenson Button, Nico Rosberg actually dropping to 6th. He never got past Jenson Button. After all that, he never got past him after that final stop, and he got stacked with Hamilton, and he just couldn't get past Button in the end by the looks of things. Then you got Kimi Räikkönen, Felipe Massa, Fernando Alonso, and Kevin Magnussen rounding out the points. And outside the points, we have Jon-Erik Vergne, Nico Hülkenberg, our replacement Daniel Kvyat in 13th, then Adrian Sutil, Pastor Maldonado, Sergio Perez, Max Chilton, Jules Bianchi, Marcus Ericsson, Esteban Gutierrez, Kamui Kobayashi, and Romain Grosjean did not finish the race. But what a race that was. Like I said, we definitely had the pace. It looks like we also managed to get the fastest lap here by 2/10, or a tenth and a bit, a tenth and a half maybe, over Lewis Hamilton. But I had the pace here, as we saw in qualifying, 7/10 up. It was just a matter of getting past those Mercedes and not allowing them back past with their crazy straight line speed. Once I managed to get past Hamilton, the back markers, they just allowed me to slip around his outside there on that second last lap, and then he got held up before the DRS straight. And that was enough just to break away enough that he couldn't get back past me down that DRS straight, and then I could just use my pace for the rest of the lap to break away enough that he just couldn't get back past. And that was the problem. I could never... Whenever I managed to get past him, I couldn't hold it for more than a couple corners without him getting back past with his straight line speed. But the back markers, I can't believe I'm saying this, but the back markers won me the race, really. I can't believe I'm actually saying that, but back markers have actually done good today and won me the Singapore Grand Prix. Okay, if we have a look at the championship standings, Lewis Hamilton has retaken the lead of the championship with 210 points. Only 1 point ahead of his teammate Nico Rosberg in 2nd place. Then in 3rd place is Daniel Ricciardo with 155 points. Then we are in 4th place with 131 points, only 24 points off our teammate. Then we got Valtteri Bottas in 5th place with 129 points. He's had 2 strong 4th place results in the last 2 races, so he's been very consistent there, Valtteri Bottas, a bit like Daniel Ricciardo at the start of this season in real life. Then his teammate Felipe Massa is in 6th with 121 points. Then you got Kimi Räikkönen in 7th with 113. Sebastian Vettel falling down the order, now down to 8th, as he doesn't have a drive in Formula 1 anymore with 111 points. Then you got Fernando Alonso in 9th with 108 points. Then you look a bit further back, a long way back, well, not in terms of championship position, but in terms of points number, you go from Fernando Alonso in 9th with 108 points to 10th place is Jenson Button with 44 points. And if we have a look at the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes are a long way ahead of their nearest rival with 419 points, almost 100 points to 2nd place, Red Bull Racing with 326. In 3rd place you have Williams with 250, in 4th place is Ferrari with 221, then Toro Rosso in 5th, still going strong from the good performances in the first half of the season from me and the Toro Rosso, still ahead of McLaren, albeit by only 6 points, with McLaren in 6th on 76 points. Okay, that is all for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure to smash that like button, and if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.